130 करोड़ देशवासियों का आत्मनिर्भर भारत का संकल्प। हमारे पास दुनिया की सबसे बेहतरीन टैलेंट है। हम बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स बनाएंगे, अपनी क्वालिटी और बेहतर करेंगे, सप्लाई चेन को और आधुनिक बनाएंगे। ये हम कर सकते हैं और हम जरूर करेंगे।
It's a perfect storm that can change Indian industry once and for all. The standoff with China in eastern Ladakh presented an extraordinary opportunity to shed our dependence on Beijing. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi seized upon the opportunity to give a clarion call to the industry to become self-reliant. But has the industry benefited from the self-reliant mantra, or did it lose its way trying to wriggle out of the logistics challenge?
So I think what's happening is the barriers are coming down.
Yeah.
And the one way to look at it is that's being driven by the hardship that we are all facing in the marketplace, caused by a completely different phenomenon, namely a virus that's overtaken the world. I think in many ways the smokestack industry finds it difficult to change all the entire supply chain. Can improve on it, but it's by and large tweaking it compared to what's happening in the digital area.
No doubt, it's a long road ahead for the domestic industry, and the entrepreneurs are still trying hard to ensure a smooth transition. Yet some companies have already had a windfall, benefiting from the Atmanirbhar Bharat.
The spirit of self-reliant India was evident from the fact that from zero production of personal protection equipment before March 2020, India produced 2 lakh PPE kits daily by May 2020. In July, the country started exporting 23 lakh PPE kits to the US, UK, Slovenia and the UAE.
The incremental ban on around 200 apps in tranches was followed by the Commerce Ministry's decision to make it mandatory for sellers to mention the country of origin on the government e-marketplace. It was initiated to provide stimulus to Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives. But banning apps, ensuring that shipments take much longer to be released by customs, or making it mandatory for sellers to mention the country of origin on the government e-marketplace wasn't enough. It had to be followed with a series of reforms that would make it much easier and hassle-free for the domestic industry to do business. And the government did go ahead that provided a fillip to domestic industry.
These reformed policies and ease of doing business aided the indigenous companies to revamp, strategize, and perhaps relaunch themselves in the market.
Stocks of Indian companies such as Everready, Micromax, Zen Technologies, Relaxo have got much required momentum because of Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. But there are some companies who stole a march over others. Here's a list of 5 companies that have gained the most from Atmanirbhar Bharat. Micromax. Micromax started off as a Made in India success story. It was ranked among the top 10 global handset vendors with a 1.8% market share for Q1 2015. But it lost out to Chinese handset manufacturers such as Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi and Xiaomi. Reports suggest by 2016, Micromax's market share had fallen to 9%, and by 2018, they only had 3.4% of the market. However, after a long hiatus, Micromax has made a comeback in the Indian smartphone segment. Riding high on anti-China sentiments, Micromax has now unveiled a new Made in India smartphone series called IN. The production-linked incentive scheme, that is PLI, under the Atmanirbhar Bharat has been a welcome move by the government. What is PLI scheme? The PLI scheme extends an incentive of 4 to 6% on incremental sales of goods under target segments that are manufactured in India to eligible companies for a period of 5 years subsequent to the base year. Rahul Sharma, co-founder of Micromax, even said that the new PLI scheme balances out foreign and Indian players. The support of 6% is big, and with the government support, we will be able to fight Chinese brands fiercely on the pricing front. Everready Battery. The battery manufacturers reported over a threefold jump in consolidated net profit to Rs 57.22 crore for the September quarter, helped by improved gross margin and lower cost of operations. The company had posted a new net profit of Rs 18.11 crore in July to September 2019. The company's performance was aided by the Bureau of Indian Standards implementation of quality standards. It led to import of batteries from China diminish greatly. Everready Industries MD Amritanshu Khaitan stated that the industry is likely to witness 5 to 7% volume growth in the coming years. Kajaria Ceramics. Kajaria Ceramics is the largest manufacturer of ceramic and vitrified tiles in India. The anti-dumping duty imposed on China by many countries, including the US, Brazil, Indonesia, has favored Indian tiles and sanitary ware manufacturers. The China Plus One strategy, which refers to avoiding investing only in China and diversifying businesses into other countries, have also added an advantage. According to Moneycontrol.com, Indian tile manufacturer Kajaria Ceramics saw a significant sequential improvement across business verticals and geographies. The performance in Q2 in the current financial year turned out to be quite robust, with a flattish top line. The EBITDA jumped 37% YOY to Rs 144 crore as operating margins widened on the back of an organizational realignment and cost optimization initiatives. Kajaria's business segments like bathware grew 24% while plywood grew by 23%. Bharat Electronics. The Defence Public Sector Undertaking's decision to branch out to manufacturing ventilators saw a sizable revenue from ventilator sales in the second quarter. Reports suggest during the last quarter, revenues grew 19% YOY while EBITDA was up 14%. Bharat Electronics has a diverse business presence. It is into varied defense communication products, naval systems, electronic warfare systems, weapon systems, and so on.
The Atmanirbhar Bharat program set into motion by Government of India is propelling a big boost in Indian defense industry. This year, we have already got in excess of 5,000 crores of order in the first half, and we are in a very advanced stage of negotiations for another 8 to 9,000 crores. We are quite confident that this year also we will acquire orders in excess of 13,000 crores and more towards 15,000 crores.
Relaxo. India is the second largest producer of footwear globally, producing 220 crore units annually. But behind China, which manufactures 1,420 crore units each year, India's largest footwear maker, Relaxo, manufactures over 300 different types of shoes, slippers, and sandals across 4 brands. That is Bahamas, Sparks, Flight, and Schoolmate. Ramesh Kumar Dua, Managing Director Relaxo Footwear, stated that each brand is now supported by a separate team for focused product design and development, enabling us to launch over 200 products in 2019 to 20. The Indian footwear industry is estimated to be between Rs 40,000 crore and Rs 80,000 crore, of which the branded non-leather market is about Rs 18,000 crore, with Relaxo holding a 9% market share by net prices. Relaxo reported a net profit of Rs 75 crore in Q2 FY21, up 5.6% as compared to same quarter last year. Forbes reported that nearly 5% of Relaxo's business revenue comes from exports. The strongest demand is from Saudi Arabia, Papua New Guinea, Tanzania, UAE, and Panama through around 30 overseas distributors.
India has demonstrated that it can cope with any unforeseen situation and turn it into an opportunity. The focal point of Atmanirbhar Bharat was to make the country self-reliant. The campaign not only gave a substantial boost to the manufacturers, but in the long run, sectors such as R&D, electronics, science and technology, auto and ancillary, agriculture, pharma, infrastructure are all also likely to benefit from Atmanirbhar Bharat.